Welcome to the Madison Miller Podcast. Today is Tuesday, May 25th, 2021. Today we're going to go over the NBA and Stanley Cup playoff games from last night, as well as Major League Baseball and WNBA, and look ahead to today's games in each sport. I'll go over the latest news and notes, and I'll do my best bet of the day. All right, I'll start the NBA playoffs. 2 games last night. Both of them were blowouts. Bucks over the Heat, 132-98. As the Bucks take a 2-0 series lead, Giannis Antetokounmpo, 31 points, 13 boards for Milwaukee, and Dwayne Dedmon led Miami in scoring with 19-9. Who would have thought that? As Milwaukee's up 2-0 in the best of 7. Nuggets over the Trailblazers, 128-109. To even up the series at 1 apiece. Big win for Denver. Nikola Jokic, 38 points, 8 boards for the Nuggets. And Damian Lillard, 42 points and 10 assists for Portland. He had 30-something at halftime. And Denver just slowed him down in the second half of this game. And there's 3 games on tonight, 7:30. TNT, you have Game 2 between the Celtics and the Nets. My line is Brooklyn 16, total 228. That's because the injury to Jaylen Brown has a lot to do with this line as well. It's 9 and 227. I'm going to lay the 9 with Brooklyn. 10 o'clock, TNT, Lakers, Suns, Game 2. I'm at Phoenix 9, total 220. Meanwhile, it's Lakers 2, total 209.5. The Lakers, I think, will probably win the game. I know I project the Suns by 9. But sometimes my numbers aren't always right. Instead, I'm going to go over 209.5. That is a low total. And then at 10:30 NBA TV, you have the Mavericks and the Clippers. Clippers 4.5, total 222. Meanwhile, 6.5 and 217. I'm gonna go with over 217. I think this will be a higher scoring game. This should have gone over on Saturday. I think it'll go over here. So over 217 between the Mavericks and the Clippers. All right. Stanley Cup playoffs. We will go over the results from last night. Look ahead to tonight's games. There are 5 games on last night. Islanders over the Penguins 3-2 in double overtime on a goal by Josh Bailey as the Islanders now have a 3-2 series lead. Bailey was the number 1 star of the game with a goal and assist. Number 2 started the game with 48 saves on 50 shots. Ilya Sorokin. And the number 3 started the game with the goal and assist. Brian Rust. Goal scorers in this game: Evgeny Malkin, Anthony Beauvillier, Rust, Jordan Eberle, and then Bailey in overtime. Maple Leafs over the Canadiens 2-1. They took a 2-1 series lead. The number 3 started game with a goal, William Nylander. Number 2 started game with 27 saves on 29 shots, Carey Price. And the number 1 started game with the goal, Mike Riley. All the goals were in the second period. Nylander, Nick Suzuki, and Mike Riley. Panthers over the Lightning 4-1 as the Panthers forced a Game 5. The number 3 started game with the goal and an assist, Mackenzie Weegar. Number 2 started game with 2 assists, Alexander Barkov. And the number 1 started game with 36 saves on 37 shots, Spencer Knight, in his first ever playoff game. Ryan Colton scored the first goal of the game 53 seconds in. And then Mackenzie Weegar and hold on here. Mason Marchment And in the third period, it was Patrick Hornqvist on the power play. And Frank Vetrano. Jets over to Oilers 4-3 in triple overtime on a goal by Kyle Connors. The Jets sweep the Oilers out of the postseason. The number 3 starting game and 2 assists, Leon Draisaitl. Number 2 starting game and 2 assists, Blake Wheeler. Number 1 starting game and 2 goals, Mark Scheifele. The goal scoring in this game, Scheifele on the power play, Connor McDavid. Mason Appleton. Second period was Ryan Nugent-Hopkins and Alex Chasen on the power play as the Oilers took the lead. And in the third period, it was Scheifele to tie it. And then triple overtime at around 2 o'clock Eastern time, Kyle Connor to win it. Wild over the Golden Knights 4-2 to stave off elimination and force a Game 5. Number 3 started game with the goal, Mark Stone. Number 2 started game with the goal, Alec Martinez. Number 1 started game with 38 saves on 40 shots, Cam Talbot. Stone scored the first goal of the game. Not even a minute later, Kirill Kaprizov tied it. And then Zach Parise scored to give them the lead. And then Jordan Greenway put them up 3-1. Second period, Martinez on the power play, 3-2. And then into the empty net, Nico Strum. All right, only 2 games on tonight. 7:30 NBCSN Game 4 between the Maple Leafs and the Canadiens. So you get a back-to-back in this series. Toronto's minus 176. Montreal's plus 148. Over under 5.5. Minus 110 each way. Maple Leafs minus 1.5 is plus 150. Canadiens plus 1.5 is minus 182. I am going to go with Toronto in regulation at minus 110. I think they win this in 5. I did predict a sweep initially, but that was because of Price's health. But I did say that the possibility of 5 would be in play. So we'll go Maple Leafs regulation minus 110. And at 8 o'clock, you have the Preds and the Canes. The Hurricanes are minus 198. The Preds are plus 166. Over under 5.5. Overs plus 110. Unders minus 134. Preds plus 1.5 is minus 170. Hurricanes minus 1.5 is plus 140. This has been an over series, and I think that will be the case again. So over 5.5 and plus 110 will be the pick here. And who wins the game? I'm going to say the Hurricanes will bounce back and win this game. Alrighty. Major League Baseball will go over the results from last night, and we will look ahead to the games being played tonight. Rays over the Blue Jays 14-8 and 11 to win their 11th in a row. Tampa 30-19, Toronto 23-23. Getting the win for Tampa Bay. Jeffrey Springs, he's 4-1. And Joel Payamps, the loss, he's 0-2. Home runs in this game, Yuli Gurriel, Vlad Guerrero Jr., Teoscar Hernandez, Guerrero Jr. again, Marcus Semien the tied at 7, the bottom of the 10th. And it's funny, there's all... Oh, Joey Wendell, too. Grand Slam, I missed that one. Ryan Yarbrough, 6 innings, 3 hits, 3 runs, no walks, 4 strikeouts, here at 4.27. Trent Thornton was your opener. An inning, 2 hits, no runs, 2 walks, 2 strikeouts. And then Ross Stripling, 7 innings, 2 hits, no runs, 2 walks, 7 strikeouts. Marlins over the Phillies, 9-6. The Marlins, 23-24. Philly, 23-25. Adam Simber to win, he's 1-1. Zach Eflin the loss, 2-4. And Dylan Floro gets his first save of the season. Adam Duvall and Brad Miller homered for their respective clubs. Phillies made that game interesting. They scored 4 in the top of the 9th to make it a game. Trevor Rogers, 5 innings, 3 hits, and earned run, 3 walks, 5 strikeouts, rate 1.75. Eflin, 6 innings, 6 hits, 3 runs, 2 walks, 6 strikeouts, rate 3.84. Indians over the Tigers, 6-5. Indians, 25-20. Detroit, 18-29. Getting the win for Cleveland, Juan Carlos Mejia. He's 1-0. Brian Garcia lost. He's 0-1. And Emmanuel Clase gets his 8th save of the season. The lone home run in this game came off the bat of Willie Castro in the bottom of the 7th for Detroit. All right, Sam Hentage's 5 innings, 3 hits, or 3 runs, 5 hits, 3 walks, 7 strikeouts, rate 6.2. Spencer Turnbull, 6 innings, 7 hits, 3 runs, a walk, 3 strikeouts, rate 3.12. Rockies over the Mets, 3-2. The Rockies are 19-29, Mets 21-20. Austin Gomber to win, 3-4. David Peterson to loss, 1-4. And Carlos Estevez gets his 2nd save of the season. Ryan McMahon, Elias Diaz, James McCann, and Brandon Drury hit homers in this game for their respective clubs. Gomber, 8 innings, 5 hits, 2 runs, no walks, 8 strikeouts, rate 4.56. Peterson, 6 innings, 5 hits, 3 runs, 3 walks, 3 strikeouts, rate 4.91. Twins over the Orioles, 8-3. The Twins, 18-29. Baltimore, 17-30. So best bet's a loser. Getting the win for the Twins was Jorge Alcala. He's 1-1. And Tanner Scott lost. He's 2-3. Trevor Lawrence, Kyle Garlick, and DJ Stewart homer for their respective clubs. Matt Shoemaker, 6 innings, 5 hits, and a run, 2 walks, 3 strikeouts, are at 5.48. John Meaning, 7 innings, 5 hits, 2 runs, 2 walks, 5 strikeouts, are at 1.79. Brewers over the Padres, 5-3. The Brewers are 24-23. San Diego 30-18. Brendan Woodruff the win, he's 3-2. Blake Snell lost 1-1. Josh Hader gets his 11th save of the season. Home runs in this game: Manny Pena, Avisail Garcia, Tommy Pham. And by the way, all 3 Padres runs are in the 9th. Brendan Woodruff, 7 innings, 3 hits, no runs, no walks, 8 strikeouts, 1.41. Blake Snell, 3 2/3 innings, 5 hits, 5 runs, 3 walks, 7 strikeouts, 4.5. White Sox over the Cardinals, 5-1. The White Sox, 27-19. St. Louis, 26-21. Lance Lynn, the win, who's 5-1. And Kwang Hyun Kim, the loss, he's 1-2. Andrew Vaughn hit the lone home run. This game was the go-ahead shot in the bottom of the 6th. Lance Lynn, 7 innings, 3 hits, and a run, 3 walks, 4 strikeouts, are at 1.51. Kim, 5 2/3 innings, 5 hits, 3 runs, 3 walks, 5 strikeouts, are at 3.09. Mariners over the Athletics, 4-2. Seattle, 22-26. Oakland, 28-21. Yusei Kikuchi to win, he's 2-3. Frankie Montas lost, 5-4. And getting the save, his 3rd of the season, Kenyon Middleton. Kyle Lewis, Mark Hanna, and Jared Kalenic homered for respective clubs. Kikuchi, 6 innings, 4 hits, and a run, 2 walks, 3 strikeouts, here at 4.02. Montas, 6 innings, 6 hits, 4 runs, 2 walks, 11 strikeouts, here at 4.92. Looking ahead to the slate for tonight, 6:30, Cubs Pirates, Jake Arrieta and Cody Ponce. The Cubs are, or should be, favored in this game. And the lines aren't up yet. And if the total is anything lower than 8.5, I'm taking the over. Phillies Marlins, Vince Velasquez and Sandy Alcantara. Marlins minus 138. The Phillies are plus 118. Over under 7, overs minus 112, unders minus 108. Phillies plus 1/2 is minus 188. Marlins minus 1/2 is plus 155. I'm going to go over 7 at minus 112. 7 o'clock, the Blue Jays and the Yankees. Steven Matz, Corey Kluber. Yanks are minus 180. Blue Jays plus 152. Over under 9.5. Overs minus 105. Unders minus 115. Blue Jays plus 1/2 is minus 128. Yankees minus 1/2 is plus 106. Tough one. Part of me wants to pick the Blue Jays as a road dog here to make a case for them and Corey Kluber to have the letdown after the no-no. But I don't like Steven Matz at all. I'm going to go, I don't feel good about it, but under 9.5 at minus 115. Reds, Nationals. Tyler Mahle and Max Scherzer. Nats are minus 100. The Reds are plus 168. Over under 7.5. Overs minus 118. Unders minus 104. Reds plus 1.5 is minus 130. Nats minus 1/2 is plus 108. I don't know where to go here. But I'm going to go with the juiced over 7.5 at minus 118. Braves, Red Sox. Great series. Charlie Morton and Garrett Richards. The Braves are minus 126. The Red Sox are plus 108. Over under 9.5. Overs minus 106. Unders minus 114. Braves minus 1/2 is plus 130. Red Sox plus 1/2 is minus 156. I'm going to go with... Let's go with the Red Sox as a home dog, plus 108 against Atlanta. Indians, Tigers. Aaron Savali and Tariq Skubal. Indians are minus 146. The Tigers are plus 124. Over under 9, minus 110 each way. Indians minus 1/2 is plus 116. Tigers plus 1/2 is minus 140. I'm going to go under 9 as my pick here. Rockies, Mets. Kyle Freeland and Jacob deGrom. So Freeland making his season debut. Jacob deGrom is back. He's minus 290. Rocks are plus 235. Over under 6.5. Overs minus 105. Unders minus 115. Rockies plus 1/2 is minus 104. Mets minus 1/2 is minus 115. I'm going over 6.5 at minus 105. I think the Mets can go over by themselves. Next up, the Royals and the Rays. Brad Keller and Rich Hill. Rays are minus 189. Royals are plus 154. Over under 8, minus 110 each way. Royals plus 1/2 is minus 137. Rays minus 1/2 is plus 114. I'm going to go over 8 at minus 110. 7:30, you have the Orioles and the Twins. Dean Kramer and Jose Barrios. The Twins are minus 235. The Orioles are plus 138. Or 188, my bad. Over under 9.5. Overs minus 105. Unders minus 115. Orioles plus 1/2 is minus 111. Twins minus 1/2 is plus or minus 108. Tough one. Let's go under 9.5 at minus 115. Padres, Brewers. Joe Musgrove and Corbin Burns. Great pitching matchup. Brewers are minus 120. The Padres are plus 102. Over under 7. Overs minus 104. Unders minus 118. Padres plus 1/2 is minus 230. Brewers minus 1/2 is plus 188. I'm going to go with over 7 minus 104. Oh, here's a good one. 2017 rematch. Dodgers, Astros, 8 o'clock, Fox Sports 1. That's going to be a fantastic game. And don't forget all the drama that happened that Joe Kelly throwing out an Astro last year. They're not going to forget about that. This is a big series. Clayton Kershaw, Zach Greinke, the boot. 2 ex-teammates. Dodgers minus 120. The Astros are plus 102. Over under 8. Overs minus 115. Unders minus 105. Dodgers minus 1/2 is plus 130. Astros plus 1/2 is minus 156. Tough one. I'm going to go under 5 or under 8 at minus 105. Cardinals, White Sox. Jack Flaherty and Lucas Giolito. White Sox are minus 138. The Cardinals are plus 118. Over under 7.5. Overs minus 112. Unders minus 108. Cardinals plus 1/2 is minus 182. White Sox minus 1/2 is plus 150. How's an undefeated guy a dog? I'm taking the Cardinals plus 118 at the White Sox. But this could be the Vegas nose game. 9:30 Rangers Angels. Hyung Jung Yang and Andrew Heaney. Angels minus 164. The Rangers plus 138. Over under 8.5. Overs minus 114. Unders minus 106. Rangers plus 1/2 is minus 152. Angels minus 1/2 is plus 126. I'm going over 8.5 at minus 114. 9:30, you have the Rangers and the Angels. The Mariners and the Athletics. Logan Gilbert and Cole Irvin. A's are minus 176. The Mariners are plus 148. Over under 8.5. Overs minus 108. Unders minus 112. Mariners plus 1/2 is minus 137. Oakland minus 1/2 is plus 114. I'm going to go over 8.5 at minus 108 here. And last but not least, the Giants and the Diamondbacks, Kevin Gausman and Corbin Martin. The Giants are minus 184. The Diamondbacks are plus 154. Over under 9. Overs minus 112. Unders minus 108. Giants minus 1/2 is minus 120. Diamondbacks plus 1/2 is even money. I'm going to go with, I don't feel good about it, but under 9 at minus 108. I think that Gausman will continue to pitch well enough that will result in a win or not. All right, now we'll do the WNBA. We will go over those results, and we will look ahead to tonight's window. Well, one game last night, it was the Liberty over the Wings, 88-81. The Liberty 5-1. Dallas 1-2. Benija Laney, 26 points for the Liberty. Enrique Agumbali, 24 for Dallas. And 3 games tonight, 7 o'clock, you have the Mystics and the Fever. That's a decent game. But both these teams have underachieved so far. 8 o'clock, you have the Dream in the Sky on CBS Sports Network. And at 10 o'clock on CBS Sports Network, you have the undefeated Sun at the Storm. I think that's a high likelihood that Connecticut will suffer their first loss of the season tonight against Seattle. Alrighty, now we'll go into the news and notes for today. A lot of stuff to get to. Today is the 1-year anniversary of the murdering of George Floyd. And the NBA Social Justice Coalition urges the passage of policing reform bill to honor his memory. I know a lot of people are pushing for that, his family. And it's just crazy to think that it's been a year since that happened. It was Memorial Day. And so much changed around, our world, and not just the sports world. And this was all in the middle of a pandemic, too. It's just crazy to think that it's been a year already since the passing of George Floyd. Jordan Clarkson won the NBA Sixth Man of the Year award after averaging 18.4 points per game off the bench. And Joe Ingles was a finalist as well and seemed hyped presenting the award to Jordan Clarkson, which was really cool. As those are the top two, and then New York's Derrick Rose came in third. Lou Williams told Trey, "Don't pass." Hawks guard had a message for Young before his Game 1 winner. "Don't pass the ball. Go win the basketball game." That's what star players are supposed to do, and Trae Young came up clutch for Atlanta on Sunday night at Madison Square Garden. Last night was Kenny Mayne's final night on ESPN, and he did an interview with Aaron Rodgers as he spoke about the Packers culture. As he says, it was never about Jordan Love. He preached the importance of culture. He talked about how things fizzled with the Packers. The interview has been posted all over social media, so I suggest you guys check it out. The NFL is looking at alleged remarks made by a team official to Eugene Chung during a job interview. We'll see if what comes out of this, and we're certainly going to talk about this because this is not appropriate. And Eugene Chung does a good job at what he does. Latest team odds for Julio Jones. The Chargers and the Patriots reach 5-1 favorites to land Jones if he gets traded. We talked about Aaron Rodgers a couple minutes ago, and he was not at OTAs. No shit. You wouldn't think he'd be at OTAs. And he would be at these in previous years, by the way. The Toronto Blue Jays will promote Alek Manoah to start against the Yankees on Wednesday. So, the Spring of Youth continues to be a big subplot in this Major League Baseball season so far. And we talked about the Islanders' Game 5 win. They capitalized on Tristan Jarry's mistake as he gave away the puck in the first minute of double overtime right to Josh Bailey, who capitalized. And it was just one of the ugliest turnovers you ever see. It was kind of like Ilya Samsonov the other night in the Capitals series loss to the Bruins. This is a funny one. The Winnipeg Jets post-game Zoom went so wrong as the Jets reporter was struggling so bad with his internet connection that Connor Hellebuck and Blake Wheeler burst out laughing. It was so funny. Philip Grubauer trolled Jordan Binghamton as Grubauer posts a photo of the near fight on Instagram. Memories from round 1. Ouch. A good play made by Nets catcher Tomas Nido as he barehanded a ball off the backstop, then gunned down a runner at third. Vlad Guerrero Jr. is just playing great baseball right now. He hit a 461-foot shot in the game last night against Tampa. If you guys didn't see this viral vault of Simone Biles, you should. And it really was fantastic as Biles still can't believe she pulled off a double pike in competition. Simone Biles is the best gymnast in the world. She's fabulous. I thought she was on The Masked Dancer, but it turned out to be her teammate Gabby Douglas. But Biles is the best gymnast in the world. And that double pike was just surreal. And obviously we're going to be covering the Olympics on the podcast. So the trials are going to get underway within the next couple of weeks. So busy times for the Madison Miller podcast ahead. Not good news for the New York Mets. Michael Conforto and Jeff McNeil have significant hamstring strains and will be out until at least late June. 2 big losses for the New York Mets in their offense. They're lucky that they got their rock back off the IL, and he'll be starting for them tonight. But 2 huge losses for the New York Mets. And we'll have, Francisco Lindor's got to get going on that team. Kurt Miller fined $10,000 and suspended for 1 game for a comment he made to a ref about Liz Cambage's size. I think that is a deserved suspension and fine. And he rightfully apologizes to Cambage after bringing up the weight in an attempt to get a favorable call from a ref. Some college basketball stuff. Former Michigan State star Keith Appling arrested in connection to a fatal shooting in Detroit. That's not good. Jordan Bohannon from Iowa is recovering after suffering a serious head injury in assault. Hopefully he gets well soon. And this is funny. Mark Pope, the coach of BYU, was repping his team on a glacier in Alaska as a video went viral. How about this piece of news? Is the NBA adding another tournament? An insider from Bleacher Report has all the details on the NBA using the G League to test an in-season tournament format. So keep an eye on that, guys. Jeremy Lin is not retiring, as Lin tells the New York Times he will prepare for next season and plan to keep playing despite cryptic posting hinting at retirement. Here's some big news. Donovan Mitchell furious at the Jazz, as the Jazz star was angry at the decision to scratch him from Game 1 and deep in tensions with team about his recovery. Ooh, this is a potential star that could be on the move. Got to keep an eye on this one, guys. Because this is how shit starts in the NBA between a star player and their team. Or not just the NBA, any sport. It's going on with Aaron Rodgers right now. So keep an eye on this one, guys. Nick Foligno missed Game 3 last night with the lower body injury as Riley Nash stepped in. Cole Caulfield finally played in the series as Eric Stahl missed the game last night. We keep talking about Aaron Rodgers. Is he recruiting a super team? As the Packers quarterback talked to some opposing players about joining another team together. Oh. Julio already asked for a trade as the receiver requested a trade from the Falcons a few months ago, and the team has agreed to listen to offers. So, Julio did request a trade. I think he'll be traded. We'll see where he ends up. Maybe him and Aaron Rodgers will end up together in Denver. Just kidding. Maybe Las Vegas. Denver has enough receivers. I don't think they'll acquire Julio Jones. NFL coaches skeptical of Tebow, as an NFL insider for Bleacher Report can't find anyone who thinks the signing will work after speaking with several of Tim's former coaches. That comes from Monday Morning Quarterback, so that is Peter King. I'm skeptical of Tebow, too. And we talked about the Falcons and Julio Jones. They want a first-round pick for him. I don't know if they'll get it. We talked about Donovan Mitchell. He'll be back for Game 2. That's good news. Russell Wilson wants the Athletics in Portland, as the Seahawks quarterback loving news on A's considering relocating to Oregon. As Russ says, Portland plus MLB Oakland A's equals winning formula. Obviously, the case for Russell Wilson wanting the A's in Portland is because, well, Seattle already has the Mariners, and who has the same owner as the Seahawks? The Portland Trailblazers. Aha. Or the same ownership, I should say. Because Paul Allen passed away a couple of years ago. So, Seattle, the Seahawks, and the Portland Trailblazers have the same ownership, I should say. And the A's visited Portland and Vegas to see where they could potentially relocate. And this was the Julio quote. I'm done there, man. On whether he's staying with the Falcons or not. And last one, Cade Cunningham, the top NBA draft prospect, trying to be that dude, as he spoke about his journey and why he wants to be the best on the latest clip of One on One. Alrighty, so that's it for the news and notes today. Now I'm going to do my best bet of the day, brought to you by FanDuel. Last night's was a loser with the Orioles. And for this one, I'm going to lay a unit on who? I think 209 is so low, but that was such a low-scoring game the other day. I don't know if that's the no-brainer. I also love Brooklyn against Boston. But I'm going to take a baseball over. I'm going to go over 8.5 between the Rangers and the Angels. It just feels like the no-brainer play. All right, so there you have it for the show today. I'll be back tomorrow recapping everything from Stanley Cup playoffs, NBA playoffs, Major League Baseball, WNBA, looking at tomorrow. News and notes tomorrow, best bet, and Masked Singer finale tomorrow. So I'll make my final picks on who I think everybody is. I apologize for my voice today. Hopefully my voice will be back to normal tomorrow. And I hope you guys have a great day, everybody.